Alright, so after playing Manufactory for maybe the guts of a day, I'm going to make a wee video here of how to get started, because it's not easy at the very beginning. It's easy once you get 30 minutes into the game maybe, and you're actually making stuff and it's working. I'm just making a new world here for this purpose. Just to demonstrate the very first things you need to be able to do, because actually I think the harder it gets, more complex. It certainly gets more complex, but it's difficult at the beginning to get your brain functioning in the way that it needs to be working to play a game like this. So, and I think that might put a lot of people off. So I'm hoping that this idea here of just showing a very simple setup to get some stuff flowing might be a good idea. Now, I do know that we all need wind. So the first thing I'm looking for here is elevated ground. Now, that's elevated a little. There's not much to any of those, but that's quite big looking there. So I think, but saying that there's one level over there. So what we've got over there, we have, that looks like stone. That's iron, and that's coal. And that's stone, I think. Loads of water there. Loads of resources in this valley here, but there's no room to build anything. But there's a lot of coal, as you can see here. We've got iron and coal. Each one of those squares is 10,000 of each. So there's a lot there. There's a lot of stuff there. Believe it or not, one of those can run a factory for a long time. Can run a lot of factories for a long time. So I think maybe copper. Yeah. Well, that's a great spot for a copper mine there. But actually, this would be better. This would be a better spot later. Finding a good suitable spot in the beginning, I think, is a major important thing. But because there's wood so close here, you see we've got copper, coal. That looks like iron there, although that's not very handy over there. That looks like iron up on top. Yep. So let's have a look and see. This might be as good a place as any just to get started. It's not really. I don't like the way this valley. I don't like these two hills too close together. This one and this one. But that's a great area there and there, around that copper. You could certainly build comfortably there. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will start initially here. I'm going to just start here at the start. No, actually, I'm going to use this coal over here, because that coal, I'm going to build over that coal. I'll never need it. So let's see. We want to have, the first thing we need is, what can we make? We can make a chest. We can make, the first three things that you get are burner extractors, burner furnace, and a coal plant. So, can we burn? Right, we need, hold on. So the first thing we need to build is a furnace. So here we are, current goal, find and collect 20 coal, walk around the world, find a patch of coal, then collect 20, right? So just need to collect 20 of these. That'll open up the next thing that you do. So you collect them manually just by clicking, click and hold, click and hold, click and hold, click and hold. Right, so that's the 20 achieved. Just going to click a few more here, because let's split that up. I've got 3 or something in here, wasn't it? 3 chests. Okay, so you already start with 3 chests. You'll not need them for a while. Just collect a few more of these. There's 50. Now, split that into 2 groups. Right, that'll do. So the next thing then, okay, so we want to go for, oh yes, I need iron. Right, so the next thing is, finally collect 20 stones. Oh, 20 stones. I think go for these stones up here. And while I'm running past this iron, I'll collect iron as well. Forget about water. You're not going to need water until you've got a substantial factory already built. Okay, so we need 20 stones. Now, you do get a lot of awards. I'm not sure what the pink flask is indicating. Well, I suppose it's just letting you know there's an achievement. Right, so let me just take another 20 of those because, hang on, do you need 20 to build one of those? No, you only need 3, okay. 24, that gives me 6 furnaces. Now, the reason you want to be near high ground in the beginning, you definitely need high ground, because once you reach the stage of being able to build a windmill, you can't build a windmill down here. You cannot build windmills on the valley floor. You can only build them on raised ground. It won't let you build them here, so you must build them up there. And obviously for windmills you need wood, so this is quite a good spot to start with. I'm not going to make an overcomplicated factory here. I'm going to keep this area because of the copper. I'm going to keep this area relatively free for a transistor and CPU, circuit board factories, because copper, and that's got a nice straight edge to it as well, which means we can have a nice array of things, mines going in there. So first thing we do, stick down a furnace, maybe 2, right, and we'll put them, let's put them out here a little bit, just to give me a bit of room to play. We'll stick one there, and we'll stick one there. Right, so now we'll collect 20 iron ore. Now we can build lots of furnaces, but feeding them is a completely different thing, because obviously they have to be fueled and fed with raw material. Right, so that's that done. Smelt your 20 iron ore into 20 iron ingots. So walk over to your burner, furnace, and select some coal. You don't actually have to be right beside it. You can do it from quite a distance, which is good as well. So the fuel source, I'm going to put in the coal. The input will be the iron ore. There it goes. So it is now producing, and it's going to keep the ingots in here. So we're making iron now. Let me see now, we need iron for this thing, and we need copper for that. So let's get some copper. Does it say anything about that? It just says 20 iron ingots. So once they're done, then this will finish. We can take, there's 13 of them, and you can see once I move them in inventory, this load bar style almost completed. 18, 19, 20, that should be 20. Oh, sorry, one more. Right, so that achievement's done now. Opens up the next one. Acquire 20 copper ingots. So it doesn't tell you the same information as last time, but you basically do the same thing. So you already have to start thinking about that. Just collect 20 of these. Oh, right, slightly more, but go to the other furnace. Put your copper in. Oh, and a little fuel source. there we go. Now I reckon one coal makes 4 ingots. So you get 4 times what you put in. Well, actually, you get 4 ingots to 1 coal. I was going to say you get 4 times what you put in, but you don't. Now, you can also fuel these using wood, but wood isn't as abundant. As you can see, I think there's only like a few thousand in a tree, whereas coal is endless. It really is endless. You know, you'll never use all that coal. Whereas you might use a hell of a lot of that wood. Now, while I'm standing here to collect coal, because I'm going to need loads of coal, I may well have actually built those a little too close to the coal mine, but just for this purpose of showing how you get a semi-automatic research. Your research is your main thing at this point, but it also helps you, because it's quite basic now, it helps you figure out how things work. And as you see in one of these, there's 2 little blue connection markers on each side, so you can feed in or take out 2 points on each face, and they both work both ways if they're circular. If they work one way, there'll be an arrow, it'll be a blue arrow. If it's circular, it goes either way. So let's see, craft and place 3 burner excavators. Right, so the burner excavators are these things, burner extractors, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, look, we can make motors and gears and wire already. So we have the technology to do that straight away. We don't need it, don't worry about that. It's just something I noticed. So here we go. Good. Nice to make 3 of those. I love the way you can stock up as many of those as you like, you know, as many as you have resource for. So I'm just wondering if I should put them in a straight line there. If you put them in a straight line, as you can see, this has got an arrow in and an arrow out. So I think that would be close enough there. Now, well, I'll put them down here anyway. I'll space them out a little bit to give me room for conveyors whenever I get to that stage. So we're setting now, right, craft and place a coal plant. Now the coal plant is what you need for research, and what we'll do with the coal plant is we'll put the coal plant, actually, you know, I'm going to craft another one. I'm going to put it over here because we really don't need it for anything. So that will be for the coal plant, this one. These 3 are going to be producing coal and feeding these. This one, I'm just going to keep that for the coal plant. So craft and place coal plant in order to research. Okay. So coal plant, we need 3 iron ingots. See, my iron's quite far away here. It'd probably be worthwhile to actually gather maybe a couple of hundred of these. I know it takes quite a minute or 2 to do that. Well, actually, I'm really stupid, because what I should have done was, I'm going to do it now actually. I'm going to make a few extra these. Don't have anything to make those, so I need the ingots. What I need to do is put an extractor on here, on the iron, and an extractor on the copper. But at the minute, I'm setting up for coal, because we're going to need much more coal than anything. So my 3, I think I've got here almost 50. Well, the good thing is, whenever you're dropping them in, when you're dropping materials into machines, if you right click, it actually drops a single ingot in. Just put those 16 in there. Oh, produce that. I'm going to need some more copper too, so I'll get drop copper here. I say you don't have to be right beside the stuff, you can work at things from quite a distance.